guys, in this video I'm going to talk about tuning and breaking in your brand new ukulele. So if you just got your ukulele, you may wonder why in the world it is not staying in tune like mine. I've had mine for about 3 or 4 years, so I've had plenty of time to break it in and I play it every day. When you first get your ukulele, I like to think of it as getting a new pair of shoes. When you first get a new pair of shoes, they may not fit exactly right. You may get blisters on your heels until you wear them a little bit. And once you wear them for a bit, they eventually start to feel better and fit better. And that's the same thing with a brand new ukulele. You have to play it for a little bit for it to start staying in tune every time you pick it up. I'm going to untune my ukulele just a little bit and pretend like it's a brand new one. So your new ukulele might sound something like this. And don't worry, that is totally normal. Sometimes you may tune it and it might fall out of tune about 30 seconds later and you're like, what in the world, my ukulele is broken. It's not, it's just a new ukulele. So here is how you are going to break it in. Whenever I get a new ukulele, every time before I play it, this is what I go through. First, I'm going to take each string, you can kind of see here, I'm going to take each string and I'm going to gently pull it, okay, all the way along the top. What this does is it stretches out your strings enough to where it starts to break them in. So I'm going to go through that with each and every string. I'm going to wiggle it a little bit. And I'm saying be gentle, but these strings can honestly take a lot of pressure. So make sure you're not pulling it like all the way out, but make sure you're putting enough pressure on it to make sure you stretch them out. Now, the next step is going to be actually tuning our ukulele. In order to start tuning our ukulele, we have to know what note corresponds with each string. So each string is supposed to play its own pitch. Our top string is going to be the G string. Okay, the G string, the one closest to your nose is the G string. So when you have your tuner in front of you, your goal is to make the little letter on there say G and make it like green. So our top one's gonna be a G, our next one's gonna be a C, the third one is going to be an E, and the very bottom one is going to be an A. So there are a few different types of tuners that you can use. If you got a tuner that came with your ukulele, it might look something like this that you stick on the head of your ukulele. The way that this ukulele tuner works is that it's based on vibrations. So when you play a note on your ukulele, you'll see that it lights up, and right now it's playing an F. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but it's playing an F. Now this is completely based on the vibration of your string. So even if you're talking while you're playing it, it's gonna pick up whatever the note the ukulele plays. If you don't have a clip-on, there are plenty of free apps that you can download on your phone that can help you tune your ukulele. This is the app that I'm gonna be using today to demonstrate. I actually just downloaded this app, so I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but they all kind of do the same thing. So I first open the app and it gives me the option to pick a ukulele or a guitar. So this would be cool if you have a guitar as well. Obviously, I'm gonna choose ukulele. Yes, I do want it to access the microphone. I'm not gonna do the 3-day trial. Okay, so this is already really cool because if you can see, it shows you which strings you need to play in order to get that noise. And if you want to make sure you have the right noise on your string, the right octave or whatever, you can click on that letter there and you can hear it and you can see if it matches what you're hearing. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you guys can see my little clip tuner as well as the app. So the first string that I want to tune is my G string, and the G string is the top string, the one closest to your nose. So I'm just gonna pluck the string, and it looks like right now it's showing up as an E or an F. Either way, that's wrong. You want it to show as a G. So I'm going to trace with my finger the string all the way up to see which peg it's connected to. And you'll see on mine right here, it's connected to this peg. So I'm just gonna turn the peg. In this case, I'm gonna try to tighten the string to make it higher. If you notice, I'm constantly playing the string. I don't and stop. I'm constantly playing the string so I can see where the tuning is. We're almost to the G. Oh cool, in this app, whenever you hit it, it dings, shows you if you're playing the right note or not. We've got our G tune. Also, one thing that I didn't mention about the phone app. The phone app is based solely on noise. So it's listening to you to kind of hear what note you're playing. So if you're using the phone app, you're gonna want to be somewhere where it's really quiet, where nobody's talking, nobody's playing an instrument, because it'll start picking up noises from around the other parts of the room. Okay, let's do this next string. This next string is gonna be our C string. It's, playing an A sharp, according to this tuner right here. You can see, obviously A sharp is not C, so we need to figure out how to get it up to C. Again, I'm gonna trace, and it's connected to this peg right here. So I'm gonna start turning this peg to make it equal C, because this is our C string. It says it on the app. All right, so here, it looks like I'm getting farther and farther away from the C. So I know that I'm turning the peg the wrong way. Now let's try to turn it the other way. Maybe we'll get closer to the C. All right, I went a little bit too high, so I gotta go back down. We go. All right, we're gonna do the same thing for this next string. This string, we're trying to make it be an E. So I'm gonna trace it up to see where my peg goes, and it's this top one. A lot of the times you're gonna be under, so you're gonna wanna make the string tighter to make the pitch higher. Oh, I went too high. Go the other way. And there it is. Showing up green on my app and on my clip tuner right there. And the last string is gonna be our E. And right now it's registering as an F sharp. I'm gonna take my string, it's a peg, and start turning A. Oh, that's not right. So obviously here I made a mistake. What I did was I tuned my bottom string to a G instead of an A. I made this mistake by looking at the bottom half of the tuner on the app to find my pitch, and that is not what it's meant to do. The bottom half of the screen shows you what peg you should be turning, and the top half of the screen shows you how close you actually are to the pitch. So when you're tuning the ukulele with this app, make sure that you're looking at the top half of the screen to find the right pitch. All right, let's try that again. So when your ukulele is totally tuned, it should sound something like this. So to break them in, you're just gonna keep playing it a little bit, maybe play it for like 2 to 5 minutes. And then you can take and you can stretch out the strings again. The more you stretch the strings, the more you play your instrument, the more you tune it, just like wearing your new shoes, it's gonna be easier and easier and easier to tune it every time. So you need to play your instrument for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day when you're trying to break it in at first. Okay, so now that you've tuned your ukulele, you may be wondering, how in the world am I gonna remember the letters that go with each of these strings? It's so random. How do I know? I have a little tip for you, a little trick, because to remember things in music, I like to make up funky sayings. So my saying here is, good cows eat apples. I'll do it again. Good cows eat apples. Every word that I just said, the first letter of each word is gonna be your strings from the top to the bottom, top to bottom. So good, that's gonna be a G. Cows, that's gonna be a C. Eat, it's gonna be an E. Apples, apples, A. So you can sing that to see if your strings are correct, and it'll also help you remember which string is which and what is supposed to be on your tuner. Let's try that again. Good cows eat apples. All right, so now you're gonna play your ukulele a little bit more, stretch those strings. You might even have to retune it in the 5 or 10 minutes that you're playing it, and that's okay, it's good practice. So when I get a new ukulele, before I put it away, when I'm first breaking it in, I actually like to tune it a little bit higher than what it's supposed to be when I put it in the case. The reason for that is when you leave your instrument sitting for a bit, the strings, they're gonna loosen as it just kind of sits there. So the pitch is gonna get lower. So a lot of the times when you pick up your new ukulele, you're gonna realize the pitch is under what it's supposed to be. So when you tune up a little bit higher than a G, one, it's gonna stretch out your strings because that's what it's doing. When you tune it up, it's tightening your strings. And when you pull it back out of the case the next time you play it, it's gonna be closer to the notes that you need when it's in tune. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna take this peg and I'm just gonna tighten it a little bit. Tune it up a little bit. And tune it up a little bit. Ew, it sounds gross, but that's okay. Again, when you pull it back out of its case tomorrow or later this evening, it's gonna be a little bit easier to get in tune just because it's gonna fall closer to where your good cows eat apples is supposed to be. I hope that helped you out just a little bit with your new ukulele. Remember, when you first get your instrument, it's totally normal for it to fall out of tune really fast. Just keep breaking it in, keep stretching those strings every time you play, and tune your ukulele every time you play. And eventually, it'll get easier and easier and easier, and you may only need to tune it once every couple days. So keep up the good work, keep practicing, and I will see you later.